Welcome to 22ville Q&A.
Or just general questions and answers.
We're really bad at this.
You have questions, we have answers.
Probably.
Some of them may lead to more questions. But here we go. The first one is obviously the big one. We'll just have all these scrolling past on the screen.
Whoa.
What are you going to do for Series 23? Is there going to be a 23ville? So, short answer is...
Yes.
Yes.
23ville is coming.
We are going to do a 23ville. So, LEGO has released Series 23 images for Series 23 releasing in September 1st, I believe. Obviously, the series will not come out on September 1st because first we have to get them, which is a whole deal.
Yes.
It took us like till the middle of June or something to get the Muppets series, like the full thing.
It's not a good time.
So we'll try to do better on that, but it just may be a while. So we're just committing to fall of 2023.
Yes, no specific dates this time. We're not making the same mistake twice.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, we could maybe address that. The finale, obviously, if you've seen it, you know why it took so long to make, but we're just not going to announce release dates anymore because that's what happens. It just gets delayed. About Series 23, though, they're ugly, right?
Yeah, I don't like them.
We complained about the 2 costume figures in Series 22, and then they just released half the series as costume figures.
I like a couple of them. A couple of them are good. Yeah. I won't say exactly which ones.
You'll have to watch our videos to hear our thoughts about them.
But costumes are just generally bad.
And they're just hard to make a house for, I guess. Because for like, I don't know, a bird watcher, you can make a bird watching station. You can't actually see the bird watcher. For a farmer, you can make a farming station.
We made a dump for a raccoon.
Yeah, you have to get really creative.
Trash.
With you have to get really creative with the costume figures, so I guess it'll just lead to more creative opportunities. So for Series 23, 23ville, which by the way, we are going to call it 23ville. I thought a couple of comments suggesting like a different name for them so that people can get confused, but I think honestly, renaming it to something like 23 town or 23 city, I don't know even. It would just be a little less recognizable, I think, than 23ville because there's been dozens, you saw them, dozens of comments asking specifically about 23ville. So I think if people are searching 22ville or 23ville, I think just keeping that consistent would be better. But for 23ville, are you going to have a big ending like 22ville? And are you going to have some cool, funny cameos like Chip and Dale? So for that first part, are you going to have a big finale? Not as big.
No.
All right, we don't want to spend as much time on it because we want to get it around the Christmas time. Maybe have it finished by then. That'd be kind of pushing it.
Fingers crossed it's done by the end of the year.
We're not going to promise that it'll be done by the end of the year, but like that would make the most sense because it'll be Christmas themed-ish. Because yeah, there's a different holiday theme with them. And so December might be packed, which, you know, holiday ad revenue.
Woo!
So, also with that, the chipmunks. Right, Chip and Dale were one of the best parts about 22ville. Let's just see if you can see them.
Don't break the camera. That's the mic.
You can see their house.
Okay.
But I've broken this now. But I think they've served their purpose. Look at that, Chip and Dale.
Can you see them? Yeah.
Maybe. So we just like having that one joke. In the Looney Tunes video, it was Taz that we bullied. In the Spider-Man video, it was Jerome that we bullied. And then, of course, Chip and Dale we bullied throughout 22ville. I think it's just funny to bully a cartoon character and just have them be really sad. Obviously, bullying is not right in the real world. But we will definitely find a new target to bully in Series 23.
When you put it like that, it sounds a lot more mean.
It also probably won't be like a big action stop-motion-y thing.
No, we're not doing stop-motion.
Yeah.
That takes way too long. What we did, although it was very time-consuming...
One of the questions was like a behind-the-scenes, wanting a behind-the-scenes thing, so we can show that a bit. We use these clear pieces. We have 5 of them, but what we did was we attached them on one end, and then it's like a clear piece that you can kind of move around, and like it's not as noticeable as like just manhandling the figures and having your hand be half the frame. So that was a way that we could do that, and then you could, of course, attach them together to make them a little bit longer and maybe do some different poses. Or my favorite thing that I didn't get enough of in the finale was flips. So
that was so impractical.
That was pretty fun. But not fun enough or not worth it, I guess, to do it for Series 23. We're going to do something different for the ending of that.
Not the same thing.
Stay tuned. And this question has 3 questions. Are you going to destroy 22ville for parts for 23ville? No, hold on.
What?
No.
No, not yet? Okay.
People are going to be so upset about this, but
You're
yes,
going to bulldoze this thing.
we have to take this apart at some point.
I'm excited to take this apart.
We'll try to keep it together as long as we can, but one, we need the space. Like, we can't just get another table. As cool as that would be to have these next to each other, there's just not enough space in this room that we have to do that practically. And also, too, you saw throughout all the videos we had to steal pieces from our older mocks to build the city. We're going to have to steal pieces from the city to build
we don't have an infinite amount
or
of pieces.
a newer city. Yes, we do have quite a few, but when you're building something, you need a lot of one color or a lot of one certain type of pieces, and
I cannot wait.
it's going to be good. Will 23ville feature characters from 22ville? I think there will be cameos, but I know there was another question here. Oh yeah, this question says, will you be combining the lore and or builds of both 22ville? So not the builds, and also not the lore. We want this to have its own contained story, and then 23ville to be a fresh start.
Yes.
So,
any cameos or appearances they make won't be, like, connected.
it'll just be kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Don't look too much into the, like, specifically 22ville cameos. It'll just be a fun kind of thing.
In the future, we may try to combine cities, but, like, for now, we're, like,
Yeah.
each one is their own story.
Yeah. People are saying, like, Season 2 of 22ville is Series 23, and that's just so confusing. Like, I confuse myself saying that. So it'll just be 23ville, not, like, Series 2 of Series 22 is actually... whatever.
Separate title, but the same overarching series.
And finally, why when Acorn Kid had the staff of youth, he was a kid, but when Raccoon Lady got it, she became a young adult?
Plot convenience.
Unclear magic. No, so when the Acorn Boy got it as a child, he stayed a child, right?
Yes.
And then when the Raccoon Lady got it, she did not stay her current age.
She went back to the age she was.
It kind of reversed the age serum,
yes.
if that makes sense. Whereas... plot convenience.
That's what I said, yeah.
I don't know. I guess we can't explain
We
that
didn't
one
really
that
plan
well.
that out. We weren't really sure what to do. There's a lot of loops that we need to close, and I don't know.
I just thought it was fun that we could reverse it, but I guess if you think about it too hard, it doesn't work. But we just won't think about it.
Don't think about it too hard.
Are you going to do something for the Muppets?
I don't think... Can you see him?
Yes.
No.
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
We are. That should be the next video. We're working on it, I think. Also, stay tuned for that.
Yes.
It'll be a while, and we're not going to release a release date.
We're taking a small break after the Muppets.
Yeah, I was kind of exhausted.
Yeah, it was a bit of a grind, but
But it's done now, so we're resting up, recharging our batteries, and then we're going to get on the grind. We'll also need to order some pieces, so it's going to be pretty big.
A lot of our pieces.
Yeah, we're not going to rip it apart for this next video. It probably won't be until the actual next city that we start to scavenge.
It can stay for a little longer.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, we are doing something for the Muppets. On an unrelated note, there's this question asking, what if instead of making houses for each minifigure, you can make a massive hotel with a unique hotel room for each minifigure? So, for a series, I don't think that would work that good because, I don't know, a room isn't that impressive for one single video.
Yeah.
But if we were to, combine it all into one video and just make a massive hotel building in that one singular video, then that would maybe be something to do. As maybe a spin-off, not for a numbered series, but for maybe a different minifigure series.
A licensed series or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be a possibility that we might do in the future.
Speaking of that, there was also a couple of comments, I don't think they were questions specifically, I don't know if you have this, but asking about making it like a Comic-Con booth, because like they're all kind of costumey. Good idea, good concept, I like that. I think someone should make that. It just won't be us.
Again, one single booth isn't that impressive for, I guess, a full video, and we kind of do want to keep it as one figure and one build per video, but if we were to do that, it would have to be combined somehow, just because...
I really like that
really
idea.
Weird. Yeah,
like,
especially with the costumes.
You can make a ton of like really cool, unique booths and like make it like the whole thing look really cool, but it'd be a lot smaller and more compact, so... Not really what we're looking for our next series.
Will you do a 1ville through 21ville? I think 21ville has been the most popular request, But unfortunately, no, we are not going to do that.
No.
First of all, we don't have any other complete series. I think we only got like 2 or 3 figures from Series 21.
We've not really been into like collecting all. We've just collected the ones we like, and then not really get the rest of them.
Because as you can tell from this series, there's certain ones in each series that just don't appeal to us. So
if we didn't have the lore around the figure skater and we weren't doing the series, I would never buy that. That's a terrible figure. It's just a dude with hair on skates.
Anyways, Series 21, unfortunately, it would cost a lot more to buy them on the aftermarket now. They're like at least double the price on Bricklink or eBay or whatever. Yeah. So 1, it'd be more expensive. 2, it wouldn't be as relevant, I guess, because they're not in stores anymore. So like if people enjoyed the videos and wanted to do it themselves, they couldn't buy it, or they couldn't easily buy it. They'd have to go through the online stores to buy it. So like that would just be not great. And also, we don't have time.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Yeah, since Series 23 is coming out already in the fall, and it took us 6 months to do the full Series 22, we wouldn't have time to have another 6 months, in the middle, Series 21 city, before Series 23 comes out. I'm just saying so many numbers, but hopefully that made sense.
And we wouldn't be opposed to doing like we said, like the hotel and the Comic-Con, we could maybe do a video about a past series if we have a couple series that were pretty close to having all of them.
Yeah.
Some of the earlier ones especially. And we would if we had time, that's the main thing, we could do like a video about.
But again, it would just be one video with some unique.
Yeah, it would not. We're not doing a series for like earlier series. The series are gonna be 23 and forward.
Yep.
Potentially a licensed series that could be fun eventually if we have time.
Comment below with your favorite series of minifigures that they've done over the years, and we could maybe take a look into ordering some of those for a standalone video if there'd be enough interest for that. All
right, so now we're gonna go into some questions about just questions unresolved from 23ville or 22ville finale, and just other questions from the series you've had.
Yes. So first of all, what happened to her horse? That was like the main catalyst that caused the first story. And I guess we didn't really explicitly answer that, but the farmer girl's horse was stolen at the beginning of the finale, and it turned into a robot horse. I don't know exactly how that worked, but yeah, in that one shot where they're all surrounding the billboard, hopefully you've seen the finale by now, like, no spoilers, but yeah, she was riding her robot horse, and then when she was cured, her robot horse was cured at the same time. So I thought that was a fun thing. Maybe we could have made that a little bit more clear, but I just didn't know where to fit that in.
We just wanted some sort of catalyst to start the video, and I don't know.
I think we built the robot head before the real head, just because like it was a fun idea.
We were planning on this stuff like months in advance.
Yep. Yeah, actually. So I don't know if we'll show all the references in this video, but like there's a ton of references if you can spot them of clues and stuff pointing to future reveals in the finale. I know one of them I really really like is in the very first episode when I take the staff away from the acorn kid for a brief one frame, it flashes like the older version of himself. So you can see that just very, very briefly. And I saw one comment, we can maybe show it here, saying like, is that the owner of the factory? Well, it turned out no, it wasn't the owner. It was himself, 50 years older or something. So there's a few things like that pointing like, a lot of the 22 tube logo, that was everywhere in the beginning. And so if you haven't seen those videos, or if you've seen them and you missed those, maybe if you want to, you can.
Another hint I'll give for you is the wanted poster. Check that out in a couple of the videos.
Doesn't make any sense that it would have that symbol on it, but it has a symbol on it. Obviously, there probably isn't much thought of it now, but would you guys consider making the wolf costume guy somehow related to the raccoon costume grandma? Like a grandson or something? I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool too, but it wouldn't be biological.
We're not,
and like we said before,
we're not
carrying over too much
of
the lore, or the story, or the characters.
Like the birdwatcher and the wolf dude, like canonically siblings
or cousins,
cousins.
But again, like she was her adopted grandma, and we're not going to explain like why that is. You have to watch the finale, but wouldn't work out.
Most people watch the finale.
Probably. What are you going to do now? Muppets videos next.
Muppets video, and then after the Muppets video, hopefully there's another video in between Muppets and 23.
But we have some fun stuff planned on for some standalone videos.
Yes.
Like Minecraft. I want to do a Lego Minecraft something or other.
Ooh.
And more.
we don't have that far planned.
No,
but,
I have a few ideas, but they're not like something I can hint at, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're secret ideas.
Oh yeah, you'll have to subscribe to be sure you don't miss them.
I mean, you can subscribe to this channel, but like the main channel.
Yeah.
Wait.
How did they?
I have this specifically for this joke.
How did they even clean up that mess? It took a long time. I know you were working on it as I was editing.
How did you clean up this mess, and like how did you pick up those hands? To be honest, it wasn't really that messy. Like it looked messy because of like the train and stuff, but the train we just picked that back up, put it back together. The sign got knocked over. That's pretty easy, and there's like stuff in here that gets knocked over all the time. But as for the hands, I used like a scissors to just like pinch the hand. Do you have the scissors? Is that over there? Can you grab those? Alright, I used a pair of scissors, right?
Makeshift tweezers.
Yeah, I could just go get tweezers, but that's far away. Okay. And you just pick them up. It's like, works pretty well.
And
just
if you don't put just too much
don't put too much pressure and break the hand,
snap
but it works pretty well.
And that was the main thing that was like it made it look really more messy than it was, I guess, the train in the hands.
Oh, in the forest.
But yeah, as I was editing, he was cleaning up. So
it took at least like an hour to like clean everything up. Mostly the hands.
Yep. How many total bricks and hours did you put in 22 Phil? Many, probably tens of thousands of bricks and hundreds of hours. I would say 100 for the finale, like just in total, and then maybe a couple hundred for the rest of the video. I don't know, so like 300 plus hours maybe. That's a lot, but like over 6 months that it spreads out. So
yeah,
a lot. Obviously, we don't know how many pieces. We don't count as we build because we build very inefficiently. I think that's another question actually. Could you try to make parts lists for each build so we can recreate them? Unfortunately, that would just take way too much time. As I said, we don't build in a proper order. We just kind of like plop details here. Oh, I want to build this wall now. I want to build this wall. And so when it's all said and done, it's just this massive, thick, like dense build. Most of them. So trying to reverse engineer that would just be way too time consuming. I think
best thing I would say is just like take this and get inspired by it to make your own thing.
Yep.
Because well, obviously these don't even look like these aren't the best that.
They could be better.
There's definitely improvements that could be made.
So you could do those. Exactly.
Make this, but better.
Also, I still do have all the raw footage of building them. We probably have to mute it because some of the audio is not relevant, I guess. But if people really, really want us to release that, I guess I could do... Like, it would be like, obviously, as we said, hours and hours long for each video. From the mushroom to the skater house, we have all of that. And we could maybe... I know I started with the factory and it was just like really annoying because it wasn't in order. But if people just really, really, really want it, I could maybe do it. I don't even know if it would be helpful though, because... Like it wouldn't be parts lists or instructions. It would be really hard to follow along, but I guess easier than following along the real video.
Yeah.
I have a question about the raccoon tier list from the Raccoon Lady video. Why was Tanuki Mario removed from the OG video, but not removed from the video on the B2? So actually it's the reverse of that. We obviously did the video on the B3 first, the main raccoon video, and this clown didn't put Tanuki Mario on his list. So like he had already recorded his lines, and I didn't want to like kind of squeeze them in there because there was 10 of them and whatever.
Yeah, we lost count. There's a lot of raccoons.
Yeah. Actually, no. In the main video it was 9, and so we just said like the one on the couch eating grapes was 10. That doesn't make any sense, but we were able to add it back in later on that thumbnail that I showed in the main video, and then also on the second channel video. We just put that in there, and it didn't sound great, but whatever. Yeah. It was fun. Did you ever make that golden C-3PO video?
Ooh, no. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
But it honestly doesn't really fit with what we're doing right now. Like, the videos we're trying to put out,
there wouldn't be a build with it, I guess.
Yeah, so...
It's not like collecting just one figure. I guess we'd have to do something special with it. If you have any ideas for that, you know what to do.
it's a cool story, but it may end up happening on the second channel or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I guess a little bit of background. We both built. Yeah, there's two of us, by the way. I didn't have any of those comments in there, but
yeah,
like, why did your voice change? Because we're two different people.
Whoa.
Obviously, I've built and voiced half of them, and he's built and voiced half of them. You can leave that to yourself to figure out which one. But I do all the editing, even for the ones he builds and voices.
He's
so like,
the editor.
if he's the one who bought the figure, the C-3PO gold thing,
Yes.
and so if it's his responsibility to make a video, it's not getting done anytime soon. Let me just tell you, because he's just not as experienced with editing. So he's gonna edit this video to get some experience. And watch this: green screen explosion, boom. But if he gets better at editing, keep an eye out for it, maybe. And if there's a good idea, maybe. Will you ever do a collaboration with another LEGO YouTuber? Yeah, I know Sacred Bricks and TD Bricks have been commenting on some of the newer videos. They finally found our channel, which is really, really, really cool. If we ever have any ideas that would work well with their style of content and our style of content, absolutely. I think we could reach out to them or them to us. I don't know. I think that'd be really, really fun if it works. And if either of you are watching this right now, let us know. Here's another plot hole. Why didn't the robots attack Chip and Dale? They were kind of just standing there as Terry was blasting with lasers. So we explained that Terry is controlling the robots with like a remote control, right?
Yeah.
So I think he just kind of powered them off at that time, and he wanted to face them himself. He was just arrogant, right? Because that's what Terry is. He's arrogant, and so he wanted to take him on one-on-one. So yeah, he didn't want the robots to help him, I guess. We'll say that.
The real reason is because we don't have that many, like,
yeah,
hands.
it's hard to.
We
During the battle, there was only a few
many at a
figures
time.
moving at the same time because everything else happening outside just we didn't show. We'll say.
Yeah.
Here's a question: could I do this too? Referring to building a Series 23 ville. It's up to you. I'll give your channel a shout out for every video, but it's up to you because for the turkey, I want to do a pumpkin house. So, I'm not going to say anything about the different houses that we're going to build for that, but if you want to build a pumpkin house for your turkey, absolutely. I know I replied to this comment already, but if any of you want to build a city for Series 23, if you end up getting that series, absolutely 100%
And making videos about it.
it.
You can make
yeah,
videos
obviously.
too.
We give you full permit. We don't own the idea of building a city for a minifigure series. And I really, really want to see the different directions that everyone takes this, if people do this. I know a few people have actually asked already, and I've said yes. So, honestly, a shout-out isn't even necessary. If you want to, that's perfectly okay.
Feel free to make your own city, yeah.
Yeah, and instead of a shout-out, just shout it at us, or not shout it, but like just comment below any video, I guess.
Share it with us.
With links to your videos, or just say, hey, I'm in a series, and we'll check it out and maybe drop a comment. So that'd be really fun. And finally, what is your guys' list of favorite to least favorite 22ville houses? And I want to know what your guys' favorite soda pop is. I don't drink pop, so none. I guess lemonade, because they kind of have those at restaurants sometimes. Anyways, and last of all, what is your guys' favorite video game? So, for the houses, we'll just point them live here.
Best one?
I'm going to say the Robot Factory.
Yeah, the Robot Factory is my favorite.
It's between these two, I guess, the Robot Factory and the Snow Tower. But the Robot Factory has a cooler interior, I think, and the color scheme, it came together. And definitely doesn't hurt that it got 1 million views on YouTube, so that maybe is swaying our judgment. Yes, that's awesome. Second, obviously, then, would be the Snow Tower. That was... Well, I'm glad I did it earlier in the series.
I think that is a cooler build, and this is a cooler story.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of cool bits in that.
The train tunnel in the Snow Tower, really, really cool, but it was really annoying to get this train to not hit it underneath every time. I should have built it, with a little bit more room.
Especially during, the train chase scene. That's why we had to, cut it awkwardly, because they couldn't, stand on top of the train. They had to, sit in this little enclosure here.
Alright, next of all, I would say...
So we went Factory, Tower... I think Moon.
I think I like the Moon. I really, really love the greebling I did with that. It's just such a cool color scheme. And the interior isn't great, but you don't see it. So that's just like Minecraft, which it was based on. Next of all...
Next... I really like the Stardew house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of which, one of my favorite video games is Stardew Valley. I've spent just so much time on that lately in the break that we've had after the 22ville came out. But yeah, it was just so much fun to... I mean, you built it, but I witnessed it see it coming together like based on a game and be able to recreate the kind of the crop layout in the game. Kind of that back and forth is really cool. And it shows that like you don't need it to be really big to be really detailed and cool. Next of all,
I'm thinking either the dump or this guy.
yeah, I really like the dump. Like,
Yeah.
it's so simple, but it was so good. Like
This is literally from a set. Like, it's a little bit modified, but it's practically just a Lego set.
Apparently, the old name of the dump was racist, so we changed that. Didn't know that. Apologies if we offended anyone.
We meant it to be like raccoon.
Yeah, because that's obviously part of the name, and it's a raccoon that lives in the dump. But we're past that.
We've just completely just rebranded it.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the raccoon lady lived there, and now she has a different logo. We'll just say that. And like this thing was really cool. I'm just kind of breaking
Little
it.
shipping
but, like,
crate.
I'd never see this anymore. This is so cool.
We could just leave that open, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very simple build. It's just a fence and a bunch of like pieces, but it's also really like effective. It's cool looking.
At least it was one of my favorite videos that we did in the series because it had all those fun segments.
And the fun screaming.
Yes.
I like screaming.
I can tell. Next, I would actually rate this one higher than this one because just the Scooby-Doo colors
Honestly, yeah, there's a lot.
Really cool.
It's a very unique. Like, it's not the best build.
Yeah. And I know we did the cool like the whole YouTube channel based on it, so like
Yeah, that
helps.
was cool.
Like the video is just really good, but I just all the detail on the side of the walls and like the gamer setup and the race car bed. There's just so many fun details in there that I really like.
I also like the plaza was in that video, so I'm gonna count that as part of that little bit.
Next,
I think the real chair. 'Cause you have to take into account like the little side.
the
thing.
racetrack, the elevator,
You
the
definitely
sliding
can't see
glass
the racetrack,
door.
but
What else is there? There was one other thing, like the desk, the kitchen,
yeah,
whatever.
Cool. Elevator.
If you look in that video, by the way, speaking of references, like 10 minutes ago, there used to be a robot head in his little cabinet thing. So that was kind of a hint that he might have been the boss.
The bigger hint
Spoilers.
was like the logo.
Yeah. Also, yeah, the Toys R Us thing, that was like an accident, but it worked out as kind of a reference, kind of like tying those two together. So yeah, but he also had the logo on his sales chart. Cool house. So, next
What
up,
do we have left?
I like the spaceship, you know?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
It's
I
not
like that.
obviously a house, but it's a really cool build.
I wish you could see the back of it, like the JM.
Yeah, Joe Mom.
We did not intend for
I
that
love all
joke,
those
by the way.
comments. Yeah.
Someone suggested Joe, and then like it just happened.
And that's the license plate he just randomly happened to have, and it was like, wait a second. But yeah, it came together really well. All the details with the unique colors, I think, are great.
I think it could have like the shape could have came out better if I didn't choose like
Yeah,
purple
it's very
and pink.
boxy, and also the laser had
We
to be
have-
inside of it.
If we did like a gray or something, I could have made it like a lot smoother.
But it was a learning experience.
Yes.
Next,
That big screen.
big
YouTube.
screen. You would say that's better than all these three?
Yes.
I might rank
The mushroom. The mushroom's probably
mushroom
better.
higher than that.
I
It's
think
obviously
these
not
two.
as big, but I really like the shaping of it, and it was my first kind of organic build like
That's
this.
the first one, so
Yeah.
gotta get credit for that.
Then I'll say the YouTube screen because it's really cool. It was a pain to build, so I kind of have sour memories of it, just printing all those things out and sizing them. But it ended up really nice, and now it looks even
And
better
with the crowd, the audience, that was like a big part.
Did anyone notice them disappearing over the course of the series? By the way,
Yeah, in every video we took away like one or two.
we spent so much time figuring out which one to do next, and like flashbacks, they had to go back to human, and then
Yeah, that
it
was
so
annoying.
Oh boy! But did anyone appreciate that? Let us know.
Or notice.
Yeah.
So now we just have these two. This one.
I like this one better. Obviously, that toucan is not mine.
The swamp has
but-
like definitely changed a lot since the original video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it just turned out really good.
Just
Probably like the
all
least
these plants.
popular.
Yeah, that video got the least number of views. I think it was the shortest overall.
True.
So that doesn't help. And I think I just sped through that way too fast. And obviously, it's not that.
Interesting.
Well, it's not that
Unique.
unique or, you know. It's just bricks on bricks. So it could have been more, I guess, with that. I really like the color scheme, but yeah. And then this man.
That's the last.
It should have been obviously one tree, and like he lives in the kind of hollow out of a tree.
Yeah.
But we built these three in like a week.
Yeah.
Is kind of
I
like
built this in like
a
an
test.
afternoon.
Yeah.
All these other ones we spent way longer on.
So if you can tell, we at the beginning of the series we just didn't spend as much time on each video, and it definitely shows.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of our ranking of the series. And with that, I think that was all of the questions that we had picked out. So thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
Obviously, we didn't maybe get to every question or show everyone's comment. I'm sorry about that. We do read them. We try to reply to as many as possible. Probably too many, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you always so much for commenting on any of our videos or posts. I really like reading them, and I really appreciate everyone who watches the videos or comments.
If you have any more questions, you could, ask them down below in the comments.
That would be good. And we'll try to just directly answer them. So comment below. Try not to, I guess, just a PSA. Don't ask questions in replies to comments, I guess. Just comment with a new comment.
Yeah,
because
it's a lot harder to find those.
Yeah, the way the YouTube Studio app works, we just read them on our phone most of the time. They don't show up as their own thing, so we have to kind of go digging for those if we ever do that. So it's just not as often that we see those. Mm-hmm. So sorry if we don't see any replies to comments or anything. Sorry if we don't reply to your comments. We do read them all, and we do appreciate them all. So thank you very much for watching this, and see you in the next video.
Bye.